Contractor.
Contractor is a person or company that arranges to supply materials or workers for building or for moving goods. Tom is a contractor.
General contractor.
General contractor is a person or company that agrees to manage a project, especially a building project, and provide materials and workers, and that might employ subcontractors to do parts of the work. John is a general contractor.
Subcontractor.
Subcontractor is a person or company that a contractor pays to do part of the work that the contractor has agreed to do. David is a subcontractor building E.
Construction.
Construction. Construction is the act or result of putting different things together. A new hotel is now under construction.
Construction industry.
Construction industry. Sector of national economy engaged in preparation of land and construction, alteration, and repair buildings, structures, and other real property. She works in the construction industry. Construction. General contractor. Subcontractor. Contractor. Construction industry. Tom is a contractor. John is a general contractor. David is a subcontractor building E. A new hotel is now under construction. She works in the construction industry.
Hey, if you learned something from today's video, then make sure to subscribe to English for Construction channel to learn more about the English for Construction. Keep watching.
Architect.
Architect. Architect is a person who designs new buildings and is responsible for how they are built. George is a perfect architect.
Roofer.
Roofer. A roofer is a person whose job is to put new roofs on buildings or to repair damaged roofs. Jimmy is a good roofer.
Plumber.
Plumber. A plumber is a person whose job is to supply, connect, or repair water pipes, baths, toilets, etc. Ken was the plumber of PIP company. Building inspector. An official employed by a municipal building department to review plans and inspect construction to determine if they conform to the requirements of applicable codes and ordinances, and to inspect occupied buildings for violations of the same codes and ordinances. Leo is one of the best building inspector I have ever seen. Crane operator. Crane operators use machinery to transport various objects. Some operators move construction materials around building sites or earth around the mine. Others move goods around the warehouse or onto and off of container ships. He works as a crane operator for 5 years. Building inspector. Roofer. Plumber. Architect. Crane operator. George is a perfect architect. Jimmy is a good roofer. Ken was a plumber of PIP company. Leo is one of the best building inspector I have ever seen. He works as a crane operator for 5 years.
Project manager.
Project manager is a person whose job is to organize and control a project or a series of projects. She works as a project manager for the construction company. General director. A general director is a person who controls a big organization, especially a public organization. His father is a general director of Delta Construction Company.
Quantity surveyor.
Quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor is a person whose job is to calculate the cost of the materials and work needed for the particular building project. Laura is a quantity surveyor. Fabrication foreman. A fabrication foreman is a skilled person with experience who is in charge of and watches over a group of workers. He needs a fabrication foreman.
Engineer.
Engineer. An engineer is a person specially trained to design and build machines, structures, and other things, including bridges, roads, vehicles, and buildings. Josie is a civil engineer. Project manager. General director. Quantity surveyor. Fabrication foreman. Engineer. She works as a project manager for the construction company. His father is a general director of Delta Construction Company. Laura is a quantity surveyor. He needs a fabrication foreman. Josie is a civil engineer.
Supplier.
Supplier. A supplier is a person, company, or country that provides goods of a particular kind. They are the world's largest concrete supplier.
Client.
Client. A client is a person who receives services, ESP, from a lawyer or other person who gives advice. Mr. Motor was a great client of VIP company.
Representative.
Representative. A representative is someone who speaks or does something officially for another person or group of people. Mr. Kim is a supervisor's representative.
Supervisor.
Supervisor. A supervisor is a person who supervises a person or an activity. He is a supervisor.
Consultant.
Consultant. A consultant is a person who is specialist in a particular subject and whose job is to give advice, information to businesses, government organizations, etc. He works as a consultant. Supplier. Client. Representative. Supervisor. Consultant. They are the world's largest concrete supplier. Mr. Motor was a great client of VIP company. Mr. Kim is a supervisor representative. He is a supervisor. He works as a consultant.
Hey, if you learned something from today's video, then make sure to subscribe to English for Construction channel to learn more about the English for Construction. Keep watching.
Bulldozer.
Bulldozer. A bulldozer is a heavy vehicle with a large blade in front, used for moving dirt and rocks and making the ground level. Two bulldozers are mobilized to the site for leveling the ground off.
Excavator.
Excavator. An excavator is a large, powerful machine with a container connected to a long arm, used for digging up the ground. The excavator is digging up the ground. Tower crane. A tower crane is a stationary piece of equipment consisting of a tower and a horizontal bar that's used to move large objects. 5 tower cranes have been erected. Crawler crane. A crawler crane is a type of mobile crane available with either telescopic or lattice boom that moves upon crawler tracks. Crawler crane zoom line is widely used. Mobile crane. A mobile crane is a cable-controlled crane mounted on crawlers or rubber tire carriers, or hydraulic-powered crane with a telescoping boom mounted on truck tire carriers or as self-propelled models. George is a mobile crane operator. Bulldozer. Excavator. Tower crane. Crawler crane. Mobile crane. 2 bulldozers are mobilized to the site for leveling the ground off. The excavator is digging up the ground. 5 tower cranes have been erected. Crawler crane zoom line is widely used. George is a mobile crane operator. Macadam roller. A macadam roller is a compactor-type engineering vehicle used to compact soil, gravel, concrete, or asphalt in the construction of roads and foundations. Similar rollers are used also at the landfills or in agriculture. A macadam roller is compacting the subbase of the road. Tire roller. A tire roller is compacting the bituminous concrete layer. Wheel loader. Wheel loaders are a type of heavy machinery that are used for a variety of tasks, including scooping, digging, carrying materials. A wheel loader is collecting the excavated soil. Forklift. A forklift is a vehicle with 2 bars in the front for moving and lifting heavy goods. 3 forklifts convey material from the unloading position to the storage house. Dump truck. A truck with an open container at the back that can be raised at an angle so that its load falls out. 10 dump trucks transported sand to the site last night. Macadam roller. Tire roller. Wheel loader. Forklift. Dump truck. A macadam roller is compacting the subbase of the road. A tire roller is compacting the bituminous concrete layer. A wheel loader is collecting the excavated soil. 3 forklifts convey material from the unloading position to the storage house. 10 dump trucks transported sand to the site last night. Concrete batching plant. A concrete batching plant is a device that combines various ingredients to form concrete. Tim is a concrete batching plant operator. Concrete mixer truck. The concrete mixing transport truck maintains the material's liquid state through agitation or turning of the drum until delivery. The concrete mixer truck is transporting large quantities of concrete to the site. Concrete pump. A concrete pump is a machine used for transferring liquid concrete by pumping. High-performance concrete pump can pump 90 cubic meters of concrete per hour. Table vibrator. A table vibrator is a mechanical device to generate vibrations. The contractor used table vibrator to compact slab concrete. Rod vibrator. Rod vibrator is used for compacting column concrete. Concrete batching plant. Concrete mixer truck. Concrete pump. Table vibrator. Rod vibrator. Tim is a concrete batching plant operator. The concrete mixer truck is transporting large quantities of concrete to the site. High-performance concrete pump can pump 90 cubic meters of concrete per hour. The contractor used table vibrator to compact slab concrete. Rod vibrator is used for compacting column concrete. Theodolite. A theodolite is a piece of equipment like a small telescope, used for measuring horizontal and vertical angles. The theodolite is put on a tripod. Tachometer. A tachometer is a device for measuring the rate at which something turns. The surveyor team was provided with 2 tachometers. Automatic level. An optical instrument used to establish or check points in the same horizontal plane. Martin needs an automatic level for his job. Laser distance meter. The laser distance meter is used for accurately determining the distance of an object without contact by way of a laser. Plumbers use laser distance meter to check the position of pipe lines. Leveling staff. A leveling staff is needed to measure vertical distances, and an instrument known as a lever is required to define the horizontal plane. Bob uses leveling staff and plumb line to send out a straight line for a new road. Theodolite. Tachometer. Automatic level. Laser distance meter. Leveling staff. The theodolite is put on a tripod. The surveyor team was provided with 2 tachometers. Mooring needs an automatic level for his job. Plumbers use laser distance meter to check the position of pipe lines. Bob uses leveling staff and plumb line to send out a straight line for a new road.
Organize.
Organize. To make the necessary plans for something to happen or arrange. He organizes the material and equipment.
Material.
Material. Material is a type of physical thing such as wood, stone, or plastic, having qualities that allow it to be used to make other things. Bill needs more building materials.
Equipment.
Equipment. The set of tools, clothing, etc. needed for a particular activity or purpose. Is a specific equipment.
Experience.
Experience. The process of getting knowledge or skill that is obtained from doing, seeing, or feeling things, or something that happens which has an effect on you. I have 14 years of experience in the construction industry.
Meeting.
Meeting, an occasion when people come together. We will have a meeting at 3 p.m. Organize. Material. Equipment. Experience. Meeting. He organizes the material and equipment. Bill needs more building materials. It's a specific equipment. I have 14 years of experience in the construction industry. We'll have a meeting at 3 p.m.
Progress.
Progress. Movement toward an improved or more developed state or to a forward position. The construction execution progress is late. Technical division, management, implementation, and inspection of engineering construction progress to ensure safety, quality, volume, and economic efficiency in the company. She works in the technical division of ABC Company.
Office.
Office. An office is a place in the building where business is carried on by people working at desks, used for writing and for holding telephones and computers. We'll have a party in the office.
Chief Executive Officer.
Chief Executive Officer. A Chief Executive Officer is a top manager in a company who has the greatest responsibility and makes the most important decisions. He is the Chief Executive Officer of TNT Company.
Discuss.
Discuss. To talk about something to other people, often exchanging ideas or opinions. They are discussing a new plan. Progress. Technical division. Office. Chief Executive Officer. Discuss. The construction execution progress is late. She works in the technical division of ABC Company. We'll have a party in the office. He is the Chief Executive Officer of TNT Company. They are discussing a new plan.
Hey, if you learned something from today's video, then make sure to subscribe to English for Construction channel to learn more about the English for Construction. Keep watching.
Deep foundation. Deep foundations are required to carry loads from a structure through which compressible soils or fills on to stronger and less compressible soils or rocks. A deep foundation solution is proposed for a soft ground of the construction site. Board pile is another type of reinforced concrete pile which is used to support high building which has heavy vertical load. The building has 250 board piles. Barrette pile is rectangular pile which can take huge axial loads at high moments, ideal for bouldery ground and alluvial soil, but adaptable to most types of ground. The installation technique of barrette pile uses bentonite slurry, reinforcing cage, and tramy concreting. Driven pile. Driven piles are either wood, reinforced concrete, or steel. Driven piles often gain capacity after installation. Sheet pile. Steel sheet piles are long structured sections with a vertical interlocking system that creates a continuous wall. Sheet piles can often be reused. Deep foundation. Board pile. barrel pile, driven pile, sheet pile. A deep foundation solution is proposed for soft ground of the construction site. The building has 250 board piles. The installation technique of barrel pile uses bentonite slurry, reinforcing cage, and semi-concreting. Driven piles often gain capacity after installation. Sheet piles can often be reused.
Wood.
Wood, the hard substance that forms the inside part of the branches and trunk of the tree, used to make things or as a fuel. He makes tables and other things from different kinds of wood.
Concrete.
Concrete, a very hard building material made by mixing together cement, sand, small stones, and water. A high-rise building like the Shard needs a lot of concrete.
Aggregate.
Aggregate, a collection of items that are gathered together to form a total quantity. The vendor supplies a wide range of construction aggregates.
Stone.
Stone, the hard, solid substance found in the ground that is often used as a building material or small piece of this substance. Concrete is made by mixing sand, small stones, cement, and water.
Cement.
Cement, a gray powder that is mixed with water, sand, and other substances, becomes very hard when dry, and is used in making concrete. HT companies specialize in cement. Wood, concrete, aggregate, stone, cement. He makes tables and other things from different kinds of wood. A high-rise building like the Shard needs a lot of concrete. The vendor supplies a wide range of construction aggregates. Concrete is made by mixing sand, small stones, cement, and water. HT company specializes in cement. Reinforcement bar, a steel bar or mesh of steel wires used as a tension device in reinforced concrete and reinforced masonry structures to strengthen and hold the concrete in tension. The slab reinforcement bar is fixed. Deform bar, a reinforcing bar manufactured with surface deformations to provide bonding strength when embedded in concrete. Most substructure components in the building use deform bar. Longitudinal rebar, steel reinforcement placed parallel to the long axis of the concrete member. The diameter of each longitudinal rebar of the column is 18 millimeters. Stirrup, a reinforcement used to resist shear and diagonal tension stresses in the concrete structural member. Stirrups are placed every 100 millimeters at the supports. Starter bar. These processed bars are normally used to tie reinforced masonry or concrete walls to slabs or footings as designed by the engineer. The beam reinforcement bars are anchored into the column starter bars. Reinforcement bar. Deformed bar. Longitudinal rebar. Stirrup. Starter bar. The slab reinforcement bar is fixed. Most substructure components in the building use deformed bar. The diameter of each longitudinal rebar of the column is 18 millimeters. Stirrups are placed every 100 millimeters at the supports. The beam reinforcement bars are anchored into the column starter bars. Formwork, the term given to either temporary or permanent molds into which concrete or similar materials are poured. The formwork to the columns of 15th floor is being erected.
Scaffolding.
Scaffolding, a raised structure that supports workers and materials during work on a building. Don't climb the scaffolding.
Plywood.
Plywood, wooden sheets that is made of several thin layers glued together. Film-faced plywood is used for shuttering slab and column.
Prop.
Prop is a piece of construction equipment used to support something by putting something else under or against it. Props are fixed to hold the column formwork in place. Climbing formwork, a special type of formwork for vertical concrete structures that rises with the building process. Climbing formwork was used in construction of the shard. Formwork, scaffolding, plywood, prop, climbing formwork. The formwork to the columns of 15th floor is being erected. Don't climb the scaffolding. Film-faced plywood is used for shuttering slab and column. Props are fixed to hold the column of formwork in place. Climbing formwork was used in construction of the shard. Shallow foundation. A shallow foundation is a type of foundation which transfers building loads to the earth very near the surface, rather than to a subsurface layer or a range of depths, as there's a deep foundation. The design consultant submitted shallow foundation solution to the client. Isolated footing, a concrete slab or block under an individual load or column. Sometimes isolated footing may be designed as step to spread the load over the larger area. Combined footing. Whenever two or more columns in a straight line are carried on a single spread footing, it is called a combined footing. The combined footing may be rectangular or trapezoidal in plan. Strip footing. A strip footing is any continuous footing underneath a foundation wall, commonly found around the perimeter of a building, and it is one of the most commonly used foundations of them all. A strip footing is usually reinforced both horizontally and vertically. Raft Foundation. A thick concrete slab reinforced with steel which covers the entire contact area of the structure like a thick floor. Raft Foundation is recommended for that house. Shallow foundation. Isolated footing. Combined footing. Strip footing. Raft foundation. The design consultant submitted shallow foundation solution to the client. Sometimes isolated footing may be designed as step to spread the load over a larger area. The combined footing may be a rectangular or trapezoidal in plan. A strip footing is usually reinforced both horizontally and vertically. Raft foundation is recommended for that house.
Brickwork.
Brickwork is masonry produced by a bricklayer using bricks and mortar. The brickwork of 15th floor has been delayed for 7 days.
Bricklayer.
Bricklayer,
A bricklayer is a person whose job is building walls or buildings using bricks. Asher works as a bricklayer for 11 years. Concrete block is a large rectangular brick used in construction. Concrete block is approved for using in the building by the client.
Masonry.
Masonry is the building of structures from individual units laid in and bound together by mortar. The contractor must demolish 30 cubic meter masonry on the 15th floor.
Mortar.
Mortar is a mixture of sand, water, and cement or lime that is used to fix bricks or stones to each other when building walls. To accelerate the construction speed, the contractor has to use dry mortar. Brickwork, bricklayer, concrete block, masonry, mortar. The brickwork of 15th floor has been delayed for 7 days. Asher works as a bricklayer for 11 years. Concrete block is approved for using in the building by the client. The contractor must demolish 30 cubic meter masonry on the 15th floor. To accelerate the construction speed, the contractor has to use dry mortar. Okay, nice. You did a really good job, so just keep going, then you find a purpose and your voice. And share with your friends or download this to your computer to learn anytime, anywhere else you want to. And click subscribe button below to enjoy more videos from the English for Construction. Thanks a lot, and I will see you next time. Enjoy. Bye bye.
Tile.
Tile, a flat, thin, usually square piece of baked clay, plastic, or other material used for covering floors, walls, or roofs. Fire roof tiles are found as early as the 3rd millennium BC. Tile. He's tilling the bathroom floor. Ceramic tile. The objects produced by shaping and baking clay, especially when considered as art. You find many uses for ceramic tile from bathroom to the kitchen. Quarry tile. Quarry tile is a building construction material, usually 1.5 to 3/4 inches, 13 to 19 millimeters thick, made by the extrusion process from natural clay or shells. Quarry tile can be used outdoor. Marble tile. Real marble tiles have a beautiful, unique look like no other surface, with all their whirling patterns and shade variations. Marble tile creates one-of-a-kind design. Tile. Tile. Ceramic tile. Quarry tile. Marble tile. Fire roof tiles are found as early as the 3rd millennium BC. He's tilling the bathroom floor. You'll find many uses for ceramic tile from bathroom to the kitchen. Quarry tile can be used outdoor. Marble tile creates a one-of-a-kind design.
Hey, if you learned something from today's video, then make sure to subscribe to English for Construction channel to learn more about the English for Construction. Keep watching.
Insulate.
Insulate. To use a material to cover or go around the surface of something in order to prevent heat, electricity, etc. from escaping or entering.
You should better insulate the building during construction. Thermal insulation is the reduction of heat transfer between objects in thermal contact or in range of radiative influence. The thermal insulation is also applied for walls of the private room. Soundproofing is any means of reducing the sound pressure with respect to a specified sound source and receptor. Soundproofing materials can help relieve the stress caused by unwanted noise. Waterproofing is making an object virtually impervious to water. The outer basement wall was sealed with a waterproofing membrane. Mineral wool is made from molten glass, stone, or slag that is spun into a fiber-like structure. Mineral wool is one of the best insulating material. Insulate. Thermal insulation. Soundproofing. Waterproofing. Mineral wool. You should better insulate the building during construction. The thermal insulation is also applied for walls of the private room. Soundproofing materials can help relieve the stress caused by unwanted noise. The outer basement wall was sealed with a waterproofing membrane. Mineral wool is one of the best insulating material. Plastering. To plaster a surface or an object with something is to cover it completely or thickly. Two plasterers are plastering the walls.
Paint.
Paint. To cover the surface of something with paint as decoration or protection. I'll need to paint over these dirty marks on the wall.
Gypsum.
Gypsum, a hard white substance that is used in making plaster of Paris. Gypsum board is used as the finish for the walls. Dropped ceiling is a secondary ceiling hung below the main structural ceiling. Dropped ceiling reduces headroom.
Fixture.
Fixture is a piece of equipment that stays attached to a house or other building. All fixtures and fittings are included in the house price. Plastering. Paint. Gypsum. Dropped ceiling. Fixture. Two plasters are plastering the walls. I'll need to paint over these dirty marks on the wall. Gypsum board is used as the finish for the walls. Dropped ceiling. Drop ceiling reduces headroom. All fixtures and fittings are included in the house price.
Harness.
Harness, a piece of equipment including straps for fastening it, used to control an animal such as a horse or attach it to a load to be pulled, or a set of straps used to hold a person in place. You should wear a safety harness while working.
Mask.
Mask, a covering for all or part of the face, worn for protection or to hide the face. Always wear a dust mask when using a sander to prevent inhalation of sawdust. Ear protection. Devices such as ear muffs or ear plugs that reduce the intensity of the noise entering your ear. To protect your ears, you should have to wear ear protection whenever you explode something. Glove, a covering for the hand and wrist, with separate parts for the thumb and each finger that provides warmth or protection. Before winter, you should buy a pair of gloves to keep your hands warm. Protective clothing, used to protection against health and safety hazards. Without protective clothing, you'll be fined.
harness, mask, ear protection, glove, protective clothing. You should wear a safety harness while working. Always wear a dust mask when using a sander to prevent inhalation of sawdust. To protect your ears, you have to wear ear protection whenever you explode something. Before winter, you should buy a pair of gloves to keep your hands warm. Without protective clothing, you'll be fined. Estimating. The process of finding an estimate or approximation, which is a value that is usable for some purpose, even if input data may be incomplete, uncertain, or unstable. Estimating is the heart of the construction industry.
Overestimate.
Overestimate. To think that something is or will be greater, more extreme, or more important than it really is. If we overestimate, someone else gets a job.
Underestimate.
Underestimate. To think that something is less or lower than it really is, or that someone is less strong or less effective. If we underestimate, we lose the money.
Bidder.
Bidder. Someone who offers to pay a particular amount of money for something. The city is looking for bidders to carry out a new road in the city. Bid price. The price that a dealer or other prospective buyer is prepared to pay for securities or other assets. Most companies submitted bid prices which were too high for the city's budget. Estimating. Overestimate. Underestimate. Bidder. Bid price. Estimating is the heart of the construction industry. If we underestimate, we lose the money. The city is looking for bidders to carry out a new road in the city. Most companies submitted the bid prices which were too high for the city's budget. Lump sum contract. A contract under which a principal, customer, or owner agrees to pay a contract a specified amount for completing work without requiring a cost breakdown. The client does not require a cost breakdown for lump sum contract. Turnkey contract. A contract in which a company is given full responsibility to plan and build something that the client must be able to see as soon as it is finished without needing to do anything further work on it themselves. Turnkey contracts offer many advantages over traditional building contracts. Win. To defeat a competitor or to achieve first position or get a prize in a competition. The contractor won the construction contract for superstructure of Highland Building last August. Award. To give something valuable, such as money or prize following an official decision. Astra Corporation was awarded a contract for upgrading a motorway. Failure. A lack of success in doing something. He is a failure in the construction industry. Lump sum contract. Turnkey contract. Win. Award. Failure. The client does not require cost breakdown for lump sum contract. Turnkey contracts offer many advantages over traditional building contracts. The contractor won the construction contract for superstructure of Highland Building last August. Astra Corporation was awarded a contract for upgrading a motorway. He is a failure in the construction industry. Basic design is the elaboration of the conceptual design into a package, defining the process requirements and the associated equipment and project facilities. The basic design of the building was issued last week. Technical design. The depiction of the logical design on a certain software system. The client required the DC to submit technical design by tomorrow. Detail design. Detail design is such a fundamental necessity to manufacturers that it exists at the intersection of many product development processes. The design consultant will develop the detailed design as soon as possible. Shop drawing. A drawing or set of drawings produced by the contractor, supplier, manufacturer, subcontractor, or fabricator. The contractor has modified 10 shop drawings. As-built drawing. Revised set of drawings submitted by the contractor upon completion of a project or particular job. In as-built drawings, some details are different from the ones in the design. Basic design, technical design, detail design, shop drawing, as-built drawing. The basic design of the building was issued last week. The client required the DC to submit technical design by tomorrow. The design consultant will develop the detailed design as soon as possible. The contractor has modified 10 shop drawings. In as-built drawings, some details are different from the ones in the design. Reclaim. To take back something that was yours. The government reclaimed around 650 hectares of land to build a new runway. Compensate. To pay someone money in exchange for work done, for something lost or damaged, or for some inconvenience. Residents will be compensated for the reclaimed land. Resettlement. To move to another place to live. Resettlement is also a big problem that needs to be tackled. Psych Clearance. Psych clearance involves the removal of walls, hedges, ditches, and trees, other vegetation and surfaces from the site. The site clearance must be finished within 2 months. Commencement. The beginning of something. The commencement ceremony will take place on Friday, May 16, 2015. Reclaim. Compensate. Resettlement. Site clearance. Commencement. The government reclaimed around 650 hectares of land to build a new runway. Residents will be compensated for the reclaimed land. Resettlement is also a big problem that needs to be tackled. The site clearance must be finished within 2 months. The commencement ceremony will take place on Friday, May 16, 2015. Site organization. A group of people who work together in an organized way for a shared purpose. Site organization is a vital task of all construction projects. Master plan. A comprehensive or far-reaching plan of action. Master plan is critical to the success of the project. Master schedule refers to a project schedule at summary level depicting the key deliverables and milestones.
The master schedule develop the milestones. Temporary house, any tent, trailer, mobile home, or other structure used for human shelter that is designed to be transportable and which is not attached to the ground, to another structure, or to any utility system on the same premises for more than 30 consecutive days. The contractors are erecting the temporary house at site. Utility, the state of being useful, profitable, or beneficial. Utilities such as temporary electric and water light used for construction are being installed. Site organization, master plan, master schedule, temporary house, utility. Site organization is a vital task of all construction projects. Master plan is critical to the success of the project. The master schedule develops the milestones. The contractors are erecting the temporary house at site. Utilities such as temporary electric and water light used for construction are being installed.
Hey, if you learned something from today's video, then make sure to subscribe to English for Construction channel to learn more about the English for construction. Keep watching.
Problem, something that causes difficulty or that is hard to deal with. One problem is solved, another is just around the corner. Solution, an answer to a problem. The engineers come up with a clever solution. Solve, to find an answer to a problem. There are three issues that need to be solved. Channel, a passage for water or other liquids to flow along, or part of a river or other area of water that is deep and wide enough to provide a route for ships to travel along. Ditches were constructed to channel water away from the buildings. House, to give a person a place to live. Upon completion, Capital Gate will house the 5-star hotel and additional office space. Problem, solution, solve, channel, house. One problem is solved, another is just around the corner. The engineers come up with a clever solution. There are three issues that need to be solved. Ditches were constructed to channel water away from the buildings. Upon completion, Capital Gate will house the 5-star hotel and additional office space. Hazardous waste is waste that poses substantial or potential threats to public health or the environment. Hazardous waste needs to be sorted and dealt with properly. Fall off, to drop or come down freely under the influence of gravity. Sometimes people fall off scaffolding, ladder, or roof. Watch out, used for warning someone of danger or an accident that seems likely to happen. Watch out when trucks are loading or unloading. Unsafe lifting, dangerous or a risk. Unsafe lifting can cause accident. Open shaft. All the open shafts must be carefully covered. Hazardous waste. Fall off. Watch out. Unsafe lifting. Open shaft. Hazardous waste needs to be sorted and dealt with properly.
Sometimes people fall off scaffolding, ladder, or roof. Watch out when trucks are loading or unloading. Unsafe lifting can cause accidents. All the open shafts must be carefully covered. Entrance, a door, gate, etc., by which you can enter a building or place. There are two entrances, one at the front and one at the back of the building. Hall, a passage in the building or the area just inside the main entrance of the building. The entrance leads into the hall. Contain, to have an amount of something inside or within it. The house contains several rooms. Situate, to put something in a particular position. The terrace is situated outside of the living room. Locate, to find or discover the exact position of something. Tom's house is located at 123 Market Street. Entrance, hall, contain, situate, locate. There are two entrances, one at the front and one at the back of the building. The entrance leads into the hall. The house contains several rooms. The terrace is situated outside of the living room. Tom's house is located at 123 Market Street. Prefabricated, built from parts that have been made in a factory and can be put together quickly. A prefabricated building is installed. Weatherproof, not allowing wind or rain to go through. This house can be a weatherproof shelter. Balustrade, a railing or wall to prevent people from falling over the edge of stairs and a balcony, etc. The balustrade fixing plates are fixed. Suspended ceiling, a drop ceiling is often a secondary ceiling hung below the main ceiling. The suspended ceilings are fixed. Decorate, to add something to an object or place, especially to make it more attractive. The building is decorated. Prefabricated, weatherproof. Balustrade, suspended ceiling. Decorate, a prefabricated building is installed. This house can be a weatherproof shelter. The balustrade fixing plates are fixed. The suspended ceilings are fixed. The building is decorated. Variation order is an alteration to the scope of works in a construction contract in the form of an addition, substitution, and omission from the original scope of works. The client issued the variation order yesterday. Interim payment, an amount of money that is paid before the total amount of money owed is decided. The contractor submits the third interim payment document to the client. Cost overrun, the fact of spending more money on a project than was planned in the budget, or the actual extra amount that is spent. Most of their projects run through the deadline without cost overrun. Addendum, extra information added at the end of the report, letter, contract, etc. The owner and the contractor must sign an addendum for the design change. Contract liquidation, the act of ending something. All the parties sign up the contract liquidation minutes after discussion. Variation order, interim payment, cost overrun, addendum, contract liquidation. The client issued the variation order yesterday.
The contractor submits the third interim payment document to the client. Most of their projects run to the deadline without cost overrun. The owner and the contractor must sign an addendum for the design change. All the parties sign up the contract liquidation minutes after discussion. Schedule. A list of planned activities or things to be done at or during a particular time. Project Management Board is drawing the project schedule up. Control. The ability or power to decide or strongly influence the particular way in which something will happen or someone will behave, or the condition of having such ability or power. The new contractor has to control the remaining work. Accelerate. To move more quickly or to make something happen faster or sooner. To accelerate the schedule or speed, the contractor must work 3 shifts per day. Delay. To cause or to be late or to cause to happen at a later time, or to wait before acting. The construction work has been delayed for 7 days. Mobilize. To organize people to support something or to make a part of an organization ready for a special purpose. 2 structural engineers will be mobilized for 2 months. Schedule. Control. Accelerate. Delay. Mobilize. Project Management Board is drawing the project schedule up. The new contractor has to control the remaining work. To accelerate the schedule speed, the contractor must work 3 shifts per day. The construction work has been delayed for 7 days. 2 structural engineers will be mobilized for 2 months.
Okay, so here we go. Overlap. To partly cover something with a layer of something else. The tiling and painting are overlapped in the 12th floor. Sequence. A series of related things or events, or the order in which things or events follow each other. The interior finishing work must be executed in sequence. Cut corner. To do something in the fastest or cheapest way. Some subcontractors are trying to cut corner. Fulfill. To do something as promised or intended, or to satisfy your hopes or expectations. The contractor has fulfilled all the client's requirements. Accept. To agree to take something, or to consider something as satisfactory, reasonable, or true. Before moving to next step, the completed jobs has to be accepted by the supervision consultant. Overlap. Sequence. Cut corner. Fulfill. Accept. The tiling and painting are overlapped in the 12th floor. The interior finishing work must be executed in sequence. Some subcontractors are trying to cut corner. The contractor has fulfilled all the client's requirements. Before moving to next step, the completed jobs has to be accepted by the supervision consultant. Carry out. To do or complete something. ABC project is carried out in a 2-year period. Execute.
to do or perform something, especially in a planned way. Delta group is chosen to execute the building. Periodic, happening repeatedly over a period of time. CDC consultant Tim makes periodic inspections. Liability, the responsibility of a person, business, or organization to pay or give up something of value. After completion of the building, there's a period called the defects liability period. Rectify, to correct something or make something right. All defects are rectified before the employer takes full possession of the building. Carry out, execute, periodic, liability, rectify. ABC project is carried out in 2-year period. Delta group is chosen to execute the building. CDC consultant team makes periodic inspections. After completion of the building, there's a period called the defects liability period. All defects are rectified before the employer takes full possession of the building. Moreover, we want you to know more about synonym and antonym. Just take a look at that table.
Preparation work. Preparation of manpower and equipment for construction work. Preparation work is always the first step of every construction. Setting center point of board pile. The position shall be approved by the employer's representative. Specifying the position of the pile center is performed by electrical tachometer. Assembling guide frame. Assembling guide frame will be prepared before setting up the temporary casing. Setting up the temporary casing. The top of temporary casing will be extended about 0.5 meters above the ground level. Drilling work. During drilling excavation, all holes for cast-in-place concrete pipe should be excavated to the design length. Preparation work. Setting center point of board pile. Assembling guide frame. Setting up the temporary casing. Drilling work. Preparation work is always the first step of every construction. Specifying the position of the pipe center is performed by electrical tachometer. Assembling guide frame will be prepared before setting up the temporary casing. The top of temporary casing will be extended about 0.5 meters above the ground level. During drilling excavation, all holes for cast-in-place concrete pipe should be excavated to the design length. Okay, so here we go. First, cleaning bottom of the holes and changing bentonite. Using cleaning bucket to remove lumps of clay, coarse sand, and gravels at the bottom of the bore hole. Fabrication and installation of the rebar cage. Before installing the rebar cage, contractor will complete finishing the inspection of the rebar cage.
Setting up tremie pipe. After installing the rebar cage, the tremie pipe will be installed at the center of bored hole. Re-cleaning of the bored hole. Second time cleaning. The bored hole must be cleaned one more time.
Construction industry.
Casting concrete. Fresh concrete should be applied to cast in situ pile. Removal of temporary casing. The temporary casing is being removed. First, cleaning bottom of the holes and changing bentonite. Fabrication and installation of the rebar cage. Setting up the tremie pipe. Re-cleaning of the bore hole. Casting concrete. Removal of temporary casing.
Hey, if you learned something from today's video, then make sure to subscribe to English for Construction channel to learn more about the English for Construction. Keep watching.